Welcome to night number 3 of 4 on the ISC Sports Network, where we will have Indiana All-Star basketball for you. Tonight, the seniors make their debut. They'll play 3 times in the next 4 days as they take on first the Indiana Juniors, then it's Kentucky on both Friday and Saturday. Today's game on the ISC Sports Network, presented in part by the Ed Martin Automotive Group, the only name you need to know. By Galitko and Daly, work injury lawyers. Learn more at indianaworkers.com. By Hamilton Southeastern Schools, now open to students outside of the HSE district. Learn more at hseschools.org. By Nathan Begley of Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance in Avon. Call Nathan Begley today and let's insurance together. By Unranked Hoops, Indy's first Euro-style basketball academy that starts this fall. Check out unrnkd.com. And by Lawrence Township Schools. Learn more about Lawrence Excellence at ltschools.org. Alongside Pete Smith, my name is Greg Rakestraw. Thank you for joining us. And Pete, obviously, we saw some of these juniors on Sunday. A remarkably impressive performance, beating Kentucky by 42.
We didn't give them enough credit going in, Greg. It's just a different kind of makeup of a team, but they looked really sharp against Kentucky, particularly the first half, shot the ball well and got really good shots off, too.
It is an Indiana All-Star team on the senior side that does have 13 representatives. Unfortunately, 3 of them will not play. Now, one of them that we knew about going into the selection process, that being Addie Bausman from Twin Lakes. She's recovering from a fall ACL tear. She'll be a full go this coming year, playing at St. Francis. Up to see her on the ISC Sports Network playing against Marion. But 2 players, unfortunately, are dealing with injuries. Meredith Tipner and Casey Werfel, they are in uniform, but will not be playing in tonight's game. We'll take this quick timeout. We'll come back and introduce you to the full teams when we come back to Greenfield Central here on the ISC Sports Network.
Our service area is actually East Central Indiana. They come to us because we have this unique ability to access specialty care. Our partnerships with St. Vincent Health and Heart Hospital. We have Peyton Manning Children's Hospital, the Mayo Clinic Care Network. We access their resources via the broadband network that we have through 9-Star Connect. It's really all about connectivity. We don't have connectivity except for 9-Star Connect.
9-Star is a different kind of company, and the difference is you.
The MSD of Lawrence Township embodies educational excellence, unlocking the full potential of every student we serve. Where innovation meets tradition, our students excel in welcoming safe, state-of-the-art facilities. A traditional public school district, Lawrence Township boasts a 95% graduation rate. On the court and in the arts, our students excel. Join the Lawrence Township family, where learners thrive, surrounded by values that resonate with home. Lawrence Township, your destination for a brighter future.
What's in a name? What's in a name? Ed Martin Automotive Group, the only name you need to know.
Teams about to be introduced. We see a good crowd on hand currently at Greenfield Central. I will tell you, we expect a pretty full house by the time we get to the boys' game, not only because Braylon Mullins played his high school basketball here, but Julius Gizzi played just down the road at New Pal, and Luke Erdl plays just up the road at Mount Vernon. We expect a good chunk of Hancock County to be here for the boys' game coming up at 8 o'clock. There you see the Indiana All-Stars of years gone by, and yes, a couple of very fresh additions. Braylon Mullins, Mr. Basketball, wearing number 1, and the jersey right below that, his McDonald's All-American jersey, If that looks new, it is. So too is the gym floor. This is the first game played on a brand new playing surface here at the Dellen Gymnasium.
I thought when I walked in, boy, this floor looks a little different.
It popped a little bit more, did it not, than when you and I were here?
I love the McDonald's jersey. That's very, very cool. I was blessed to coach in 2 McDonald's All-American games. It's an unbelievable honor.
All right, here are you see the senior All-Stars that are being introduced. Let's introduce them to you now. Maya Makaluski, Jayla Lampley, again, Meredith Tipner, Addison Baxter, Jacqueline Hosier, Kaya Hurt, Ella Bobe, Layla Abdur-Rakib, Casey Werfel, Monique Mitchell, Brooke Winchester, Avery Gordon, Addie Bousman. Head coach Stacy Mitchell. Assistant coaches Brian Satterfield, Helen Southeastern, and Christy Sigler of Jennings County. Also on your screen, Sabrina Davis-Williams assisting with tonight's action. For the Junior All-Stars, first of all, the players you saw on Sunday: Kiki Holman, Maya Epps, Brooklyn Wren, Lola Lampley, Jocelyn Bricker, Jillian Barnes. They are the core 6 players. Talking to head coach Lenny Krabs as we speak. Here are the 6 that you didn't see on Sunday. They're playing only in this game. Kiadria Butler of Lawrence North, Brooke Zartman of Warsaw, Lanaya Wills of Lapel, Vanessa Rossworm of the 3A state champs in Norwell, Gabby Helson of Homestead, and Anaya McKenzie of last year's 4A champs in Lawrence Central. By the way, our officials for this evening's contest: Chris Connington, Justin Markley, and Chris Tolliver. Pete, final thoughts before this one goes live?
I think the senior All-Stars have a little bit more of a size advantage, but I'll tell you, the juniors played great down in Charlestown, so hopefully they'll give them a great battle. And the whole idea is to prepare them for their game Friday and Saturday against those evil Kentucky, just kidding, those evil Kentucky All-Stars.
Pete's from Northern Indiana. I'm from not. I'm kidding.
Well, yeah, you're closer. Yeah.
Sort of about that. By the way, the juniors and the seniors lead the junior girls 41-12. They have played this game since 1996. Used to be 2 times they would play, sometimes 3. Now, 1 game per season.
It's just hard to get the kids schedule-wise because a lot of them go to college as soon as this game's over to start their college careers.
You get about a 5-day window to get all this in now for these senior All-Stars.
It was 2 weeks when I did it as the All-Star director.
Quick 3 by Holman. So Holman gets the bucket to go. Kiki Holman, she had 13 points again. We referenced it was a 106-64 win by the juniors on Sunday. Remarkably balanced. No player had more than 14 points.
That's amazing.
In that win against Kentucky.
Now the boys' side was a little bit different. We'll talk about that in about an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah, Luke Girdle, absolutely.
Assist or basket. Yeah, he was outstanding.
Baxter and Abdur-Rakib, the backcourt. Baxter heading to play at Butler. The step back by Addie Baxter is good. Saw on social media she'll get to wear her high school number 33 at Butler University. That was shared earlier this afternoon for Coach Austin Parkinson's squad. Addie wearing number 4 here this week. And seniors will play at Kentucky at Lexington Catholic High School. Coming up on Friday night, that hit the basket support. Then the Saturday night games at Gamebridge Fieldhouse. Jan Boge and I will have the action on that one for you. Girls game at 5 o'clock, boys game at approximately 7:30 on the ISC Sports Network.
Okay, 1-4 high set. Usually it means like a weak side screen. Okay, nothing worked there. Set it up again. We're not using a shot clock, Greg. Is that correct?
Correct. No shot clock in the building. So we will on Friday and Saturday, not tonight. Baxter on the drive has both buckets.
Kind of neat, her head coach, Amy Shears, the assistant coach of the junior team.
This is Monique Mitchell, presenting that South Bend Washington dynasty. She's going to play at Akron next year. Pulls, shot blocked. Holman quickly ahead to Maya Epps, who's already verbal to play at the University of Louisville, even with 1 more season left to go. Epps had 12 points in the Sunday win against Kentucky. And their drive is up and good.
Baxter 6, juniors 3.
Well, a very similar start to what Lily Graves did in the Futures game on Monday night. She scored the first 10 for the North. The North won both Futures games, by the way. That 3 is up and no good by Bricker for Warsaw. Again, Warsaw represented on both teams right now because Brooke Winchester is out there for the seniors. Wearing number 11, here is Layla Abdur-Rakib. one of many LC and LN players we'll talk about tonight. Makaluski is kind of threw that at the rim. Does not go, and Epps the rebound.
Yeah, she couldn't get to the basket, so she about had to there.
Barnes runner does not go. Brooklyn Wren's shot altered by Mitchell, and she's fouled, and Brooklyn Wren will shoot 2.
You know, the senior group truly only has one real post player. She's not in the game right now. That's Avery Gordon from Brownsburg. She's going to head to Purdue. But otherwise, you'll see a lot of 5-out offense for the seniors, giving them driving opportunities. They take a look at Stacy Mitchell, the head coach.
I thought Wren was fouled on the shot. She was not, so that's underneath out of bounds. Finally, Makaluski kind of lets her go, and Brooklyn misses. Brooklyn got to play a little closer to home on Sunday. From Silver Creek playing at Charlestown. She's got that level of range, but misses. And Wren the rebound. Mitchell's letting it play so far in this one. 3-point shot for Bricker does not go. One of those 3 1,000-point scorers that helped lead Warsaw to the runner-up finish in 4A this past year. There's a good contingent of Tigers sitting right in front of us. Epps the miss. Juniors get whatever shot they want, is not making them right now. 1 3-pointer made for Kiki Holman. There is Monique Mitchell. Mitchell 18 points a game for South Bend, Washington. Of course, all the Reynolds now have graduated from South Bend, Washington. And the younger ones have moved on. His dad and sisters will be at UT Arlington this year. You can tell where the Valpo folks are sitting right behind us as Lillian Barnes gets the putback bucket.
Yeah, good follow there.
Barnes part of that core 6. Makaluski is fouled, and Maya Makaluski will shoot 2. Indiana Miss Basketball heading to play at Indiana University. I want to thank our friends at the Milan 54 Museum. The Milan 54 Hoosiers Museum houses artifacts and memorabilia of the Milan Muncie Central 1954 championship game, and also the largest single collection of items from the Hoosiers movie. The museum is located at 201 West Carr Street in Milan, open Wednesday through Saturday from 10 until 4. For more information, go to milan54.org. Line change for each of the 2 teams,
which we saw the juniors do last Sunday down in Charlestown. So they've got a little bit of cohesivity going because they played with this group Sunday against Kentucky, the juniors did.
Rossworm Butler, Lanaya Wills, 3 in the corner, just checked in, no problem. Brooke Zartman, mention those Warsaw Tigers. She's already verbal to play at Miami of Ohio next year, and that's going to be a foul on Vanessa Rossworm, who I'm going to say got into Makaluski as she was shooting a 3-pointer.
Yeah, you like to see the closeout, but you got to let her come down in her space there. So Maya does a really good job. We did several of her games. I did at least, and she does get to the line a lot. That's a strength, and she's a very good free throw shooter, though she missed the first of the pair opportunities.
She is obviously, because of her 3-point shot, I think why she is such a high-end recruit, because of her size at 6'4". However, let's go back to the sectional final at Noblesville. They're trailing Westfield. What happened? Maya started getting to the basket. They just basically isolated her right side and said go, and she led them to that section championship.
Yeah, and her head coach, Brian Satterfield, one of the assistants of the senior team.
So Makaluski 4 from the free throw line. Little zone look here by the Indiana seniors again. This is not your average all-star game.
Well, when you got Avery Gordon in there, particularly also, she is a true post player.
Long 2 for Rossworm does not go. Vanessa has played in the last 2 3A championship games, which means that she and Norwell will be in 4A this coming year. There's Gordon, and as we have seen for the last 3 years, she gets the ball where she can turn like that. You can go to the other end.
Yeah, she's an old school player from the standpoint of playing in the post.
Butler for 3, and I've got some friends that are here to watch her. I can hear them cheering from 2 sections away. Led LN to this year's 4A championship, and you were saying something about Maya knows how to get to the foul line. I think free throw merchant is the phraseology we're using these days, Pete.
That's a true one right there. Nice drive by Maya, and she guarded the ball with that left hand, so she almost initiated the contact from that standpoint.
Well, HSE schools wants to congratulate Maya Makaluski for playing in tonight's junior-senior all-star game. For the first time, Hamilton Southeastern schools are opening the doors to students from outside of the district. And Hamilton Southeastern schools, excellent starts here. Learn more, hseschools.org/enrollment.
Yeah, you just wonder if the juniors practiced any zone offense from this standpoint.
Gabby Helsum in the game from Homestead. Part of that great three-point shooting team from Homestead. That does not go. Saw your buddy Doug Knoll on Monday watching Delaney play awfully well in the Futures game.
Oh, he told me.
Three-pointer for Kaya Hurt is good. She is headed to play at Illinois State again. Part of the LN championship team. Trailer three does not go, and Avery Gordon gets her hands on it. That ball's not going anywhere. Avery going to head to play at Purdue for Katie Gerald. Ella Bobe finds Gordon, who finds a bucket. And we will have a 30-second timeout called by the Junior All-Stars. Let's take in a 30-second break with them. We're back in a moment. You're watching the Indiana Junior and Senior All-Stars on ISC.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
You see Stacy Mitchell won a 2018 4A championship at Warren Central High School. Ryan Satterfield to his right, Christy Sigler to his left. Had a chance to see Molly Ernstus, who plays for Christie at Jennings County, had a really good game on Sunday. There's Ross Worm, who misses, but juniors get the rebound.
Oh, had a high-low look, didn't square up enough.
Three again is good for Brooke Zartman. Well, that three-point shot is what got Warsaw to the state championship game. Here comes the next line change for the Indiana Juniors. They have 11 in uniform tonight, so no Lola Lampley this evening, by the way, for the Indiana Juniors. Makaluski pulls her first field goal, but now Pete, she's got 7 points.
Yeah, she made that look easy.
So an 8-point lead. Trailer three does not go. Fight for the loose ball, and Ella Bobe could not track it down. Bobe, the first All-Star in the history of South Knox High School.
Very cool, and an ironic thing, her dad, Darryl, is the superintendent at the other district, North Knox School Corporation, so very, very cool. Bobe's a big name down in Knox County, the Vincennes area.
Until Ella came around, that was a name most famous for the pizza you would get in Southwestern Indiana.
I missed that holiday tournament we used to play in.
A favorite of Vince Morella's when he and I do a Washington game in football every year. That shot is good. 3-point field goal for Anaya McKenzie. And if Anaya starts making that, look out.
Yeah,
she typically has been kind of the loose change player on those great LC teams.
Averaged 8.8 last year as a junior.
And there are some players that, again, are better than that would indicate it again. I say this every time I see Avery Gordon, whether it's mom and dad, her brother's 6'9", whether it's Debbie Smiley or now the new coach up at Brownsburg, whomever worked with her on touch around the rim, job well done. She does not miss those shots.
She keeps the ball up high, too.
Yep.
She never lets the small forwards or the guards really bother her very much. She's a great fundamental player. Speaking of fundamental.
But Epps the show and go. Maya Epps gets her first field goal.
Up and under, loved it. The Homestead Spartan.
Clock is running down. I'm not sure Hurt recognizes it.
She
Lost
did.
the handle, and that is that. Well, an entertaining opening quarter here from Greenfield Central. Seniors lead the juniors 24-19. We're back in a moment. You're watching this game on the ISC Sports Network.
We are really heavily involved in the community, so there are multiple different volunteer opportunities that we can go and do.
Volunteer time to share their time and talents with organizations that need not only monetary assistance, but just people's time to help those organizations grow and thrive.
9 Star is a different kind of company, and the difference is you.
The Ed Martin Automotive Group would like to congratulate 3 players that are in that group right there. That would be Jayla Lampley. That would be Layla Abdur-Rakib. That would also be Anaya McKenzie. Again, it is quite the group that has been put together here for this Indiana All-Star team. All representing Lawrence Central, Lawrence Northwood group that I mentioned. Want to thank them for being a part of today's Indiana Juniors versus Seniors All-Star game. When it comes to your next car, Ed Martin's the only name you need to know. Find out more at edmartin.com.
Sadly, I'm disappointed Meredith Tipner and Casey Warfel injured. We knew that Addie Bausman was not going to be able to play. She didn't play her senior year after averaging 21.5 as a junior from Twin Lakes, but would have loved to have seen Meredith and Casey Warfel play, darn it.
Here's Mitchell. Mitchell has her shot blocked. Well, neither of the two Lampleys are playing in tonight's game in terms of Jayla for the seniors, Lola for the juniors. So again, that kind of shortens the rotation even more. Just 9 players tonight for the senior All-Stars. Winchester lost the handle. So it's part of that size issue they are dealing with tonight are the seniors.
Right.
And again, you and I are surmising, and it's also, I think, the reason why we're seeing 8-minute quarters in this game and not 10, which
Typically.
is what they'll play
Yes.
on Friday and Saturday.
Oh, nice cut. Good timing on the cut. Couldn't connect, but really great backdoor cut by Ella Bobe.
So Bobe will get 2 free throws. And again, this game is designed to get these seniors ready. This is their warm-up game to beat Kentucky on Friday and Saturday.
Ella Bobe, we had the privilege of doing the Hall of Fame basketball classic this winter around the holiday time, and got to see Ella play, and her teammates had a wonderful season.
So Bobe gets them both. Ball deflected by Layla Abdur-Rakib. Layla headed to play at New Mexico. Heat check that time from Zartman, who's made a couple of threes already. Winchester gets the rebound. Baxter runs the floor. She scored the first 6 points, couldn't finish. But there is Layla Abdur-Rakib, and already, Pete, 6 of the 9 have scored tonight for the Indiana seniors.
Really have loved watching her play over the years. Knocked out of bounds at State junior basketball, but Layla just does whatever it takes. She's a great on-the-ball defender, and she can score too. Her senior year, she really stepped it up point-wise. Had a great senior year.
Whew. Again, volleyball line 3 does not go. Zartman is not getting cheated on jump shots early in this one.
The range the kids have now, these girls have, and all players in general, it's just amazing.
Mitchell the miss, but then goes and gets it. Bobe fires for 3. That does not go. Mitchell stumbled. And Mania McKenzie gets the rebound. Look ahead pass to Holman. Just couldn't hang on to it.
Well, she's out of bounds when she did try to catch it. Right idea, but usually if the player, what I always used to tell my players is below the volleyball line, they're running full speed, don't throw it. It's too far for a player to catch and gather themselves before they step out of bounds and or travel. Girl set, weak side, 1 reversal. Can't catch it though.
Takeaway by Holman, lays it up and in.
Kiki with 5 now here early in the second quarter.
Mitchell's runner is good.
Strong player. Pride of South Bend on that one.
Mitchell's got 4. That 3 is up and good, and Zartman does it again. Zartman's got 9, and Pete, that's 6 threes made by the junior All-Stars of their 24 points.
The days of having a post player just not around except for Avery Gordon in this game. Or actually scoring or driving. There's a drive though.
Abdur-Rakib thought she might have been fouled. Rebound by Gabby Helsom. Homestead with 4 players between the junior team and the Futures game. And again, all of their key players are coming back. They're one of the top 10 teams in the state this past year. McKenzie at the elbow does not go. And rebound corralled by Bobe. Mitchell will pull. That does not go.
Nice block out.
That is the block out drill right there.
Yeah, sure was.
Zartman was open, didn't realize it. Holman steps into a 3 and missed everything.
I think Zartman just is on the page of a 3 is better than a 2. You don't have to shoot as high a percentage if you shoot 3s.
Now, she might get talked to a little stronger than most in an all-star game since her high school coach
Yes.
is coaching the team, and Lenny Krebs. Butler, Wren, Epps back in there. In fact, this is the 5 of the 6 core players and the 5 that are here tonight without having Lola Lampley in the game. On the drive, a miss. Butler, though, the putback, tipped away.
Tell you, the juniors have had a lot of good shots, Greg, here in the first quarter and a half.
Baxter with a bit of a Euro step that time. Baxter had the first 6 points, hasn't scored since.
Averaged 23.5 points for Columbia City and Coach Scher, and was a strong Miss Basketball candidate the entire season.
I want to thank our friends at Unranked Hoops. They're partnering with Indy Heat Gym Rats, Indiana's only Nike EYBL AAU basketball program. Unranked Hoops is dedicated to building a better way to do youth basketball through a series of skill development programs and Indy's first Euro-style basketball academy that starts this fall. Check out unranked.com. That's UNRNKD.com. And sign up for the email list for updates.
Really a short team out there for the juniors right now. Rebounding has been a struggle for them. There you see the tallest player for them, Wren, with a rebound.
Catch and shoot 3 does not go. Rebound to McAlusky. Good job by Baxter to run the floor, and she'll cash it in.
Yeah, she really zipped. She went around Maya Epps there about the 10-second line, and Maya just kind of gave up on that one.
And those two know each other very well.
Arch rivals in the conference.
Look ahead pass. There is a little bit of run, and that's Jackie Hosier. Good to see Hosier getting some minutes. Of course, her dad, a fantastic player at Ellick and Ball State. Jackie was top 5 in 3 different stat categories in the state this year. Gonna play in Vermont. Gordon missed that one, but Abdur Rakib is everywhere.
Kind of like Savoie foul.
Nope. Baxter. Ye of little faith as Baxter got it to go.
I was looking to see if anybody's, I'm sorry. I thought someone was going to rotate over and it said, nope, no one's going to guard her. Knocks it down.
14-point lead for a senior group that's playing 9 tonight. Holman, second 3.
Not really known for her score as a junior, only averaged 12.2. Does a lot of things well on the floor, though. Great floor general.
And she and Stidham, well, they're still going to be really good at HSE this coming year. It's tough to lose Maya McAlusky, but the cupboard is not bare. McAlusky misses. Gordon took a tumble. That's a hard fall from 6'6". She pops right back up.
You know, I had not seen Brooklyn Wren play until we were down in Charlestown last week for that Kentucky junior game. And Wren doesn't care who she knocks down. She's a fighter, I'll tell you.
Family tradition. Tough group. Tonight's game presented in part by Nathan Begley of Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. You get lots of things like insuring your team on to victory. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance agent Nathan Begley is good at your insurance. Nathan will help you get a quote about your auto, home, renters, business, or life. Give him a phone call, 317-507-7871. And Nathan congratulates Avery Gordon of Brownsburg for playing in this year's Indiana All-Star team. Jump ball and the arrow points in the opposite direction as Gordon makes 1 of 2.
Yeah, just right now the size advantage the seniors have. A bad shot for them is better than no shot. Haven't seen a lot of turnovers in this game so far.
No,
Greg.
we have not.
Very good, passing the ball well. I almost thought Maya heard me was going to steal it there.
And part of that, frankly, is not a zone that the seniors are playing kind of adds to that.
Well, they only play zone so far. They've only played zone when Avery Gordon's in there because she's such a, she just blocks that middle up and is a rim protector per se.
And your broadcaster jinx kicks in. There's the turnover.
Yeah.
Ball knocked off of Kaya Hurt's leg. Line change here for the juniors. Lanaya Wills, who just committed to Butler this week from LaPel, is coming in. She led LaPel to the 2A state championship game as a freshman. They were runners up to Forest Park.
She averaged 26 last year. That's a lot of points as a junior. Whew.
Barnes in part of the core 6. Another 3, not that time. But Wills the rebound, which is part of what she does exceedingly well. Wills lets fire. Misses that one. Hosier. Not that time. Barnes couldn't finish. Again, once Gordon tracks it down, that's it. Hosier on the drive. No. Low block, and Gordon.
Yeah, stepped right through her. She didn't go for the fake necessarily, but her natural instinct had her going forward towards the shot. And Wills is going to shoot a pair.
Well, today's game presented in part by Lori Law. Brady Lori has been serving the citizens of Marion, Johnson, Hamilton, and surrounding counties for over 25 years. If you or somebody you know is in criminal trouble or has been injured, make the call to Brady for a consultation. Let Brady put his negotiating skills and criminal experience to work for you. Call 317-250-7783 or email BradyJLaurie@gmail.com. Brady Laurie, your criminal defense and personal injury trial lawyer.
Brooke Winchester checked in for Gordon after the first free throw. Wills hit them both. She's on the board with 2 now.
Hurt, but there's Adora Keep, even though she stepped in the baseline. I got to do a little investigating. A friend of mine is the voice of the New Mexico Lobos. Go, hey, just how good of a program is Layla going to? Because she's going to make them better.
Is that where Keith Freeman's at? Former Valparaiso women's coach. I think he's an assistant at New Mexico.
Might
that makes
be.
a little sense. You know, the Pit is a great facility.
Yes, it is.
Watch it.
And they are basketball crazy
Yeah.
for that team in Albuquerque.
It's like a pro team. Both men and, ooh, there's a block.
Blocking foul called on McAleski. Thought Barnes, even though Maya was moving, Barnes had that arm out.
Yeah.
But it will be a blocking foul.
Indiana seniors playing man-to-man every possession, out of bounds or in the half court, unless Gordon's in there. That's a kick. Starting to fill up a little bit, Greg, as we prepare for the boys' game coming up at 8 tonight. That'll be a great one, too, I think. I hope. We hope. Oh, nice. Nice slip screen. Couldn't shoot it, though.
Rossworm finds some space. Zartman again, got it. Third or fourth made 3 for Brooke. She's got a dozen. Hurt on the bounce, shot altered, but she'll hustle and track it down.
Always finds a way to get the ball.
As does Abdur Rakib.
Yeah.
So imagine 2 schools, same district, have that level of point guard that they both make the All-Star team. It's exactly what you're seeing on the floor right now. It's really a 3-point guard lineup because it's kind of what Indiana has tonight. 9 players that are healthy and will play for the Indiana seniors this evening.
Expecting 10 for Saturday night at this point.
Winchester fires, that does not go. McAleski the rebound, and foul is going to be called.
Seniors just really dominating the offensive boards. They haven't always connected on it, but they built this 5-point lead and had a bigger lead earlier with a lot of offensive opportunities there. There you see the foul slapped on the right arm. I don't think a lot of fans' viewpoints could see that, but we have the advantage of the replay and a great crew here tonight.
And that great crew would be Dennis Glover, Matthew Stein, thanks to Alec DeFord, David Kahn, Vince Morellas, and Eric Kinnett. McAleski now with 9, 7 of those from the stripe. And there's a 7-point lead for the seniors. Good kick to Helsum. She's going to play at Toledo a year from now. She commits the foul. And that is the 5th foul against the junior, so it should be free throws at the other end.
You got it, partner. Should be. Everyone knows that except the official. There we got it. Well, he was not aware of how many fouls.
He is relying on the official scorer, the shot clock operator, to say, hey, 5, and it gets there. So here's Kaya, who has made a 3. And she and Jemiah Thomas are the great 1-2 punch. Both 4-year starters at Lawrence North. Head coach Stephen Thomas and winning a championship this spring.
As I said earlier, just really have enjoyed watching her play and develop. If she makes a mistake, she always finds a way to rectify it, get the ball back, or do something positive for her team. Knocks down both, yeah, knocks down both.
An outstanding offensive happening, and we're only playing 8-minute quarters tonight, so that 43 looms large. And the step through and spin by Barnes, her second field goal. 2-1, too strong by Layla Abdur Rakib. Well played by both teams at the break. The Indiana seniors enjoying a 43-36 lead. We're back in a moment. We're watching this on the ISC Sports Network.
Hamilton Southeastern is now welcoming students outside of our district.
Whether your child dreams of excelling in the classroom,
exploring in STEM, thriving in arts, or competing in athletics, HSC has it all.
Small class sizes, top-ranked educators, and a focus on academic excellence
makes HSC the perfect place to learn and grow. Apply now through April 1st for priority consideration.
What's in a name? What's in a name? Ed Martin Automotive Group, the only name you need to know.
The MSD of Lawrence Township embodies educational excellence, unlocking the full potential of every student we serve. Where innovation meets tradition, our students excel in welcoming safe, state-of-the-art facilities. A traditional public school district, Lawrence Township boasts a 95% graduation rate. On the court and in the arts, our students excel. Join the Lawrence Township family, where learners thrive, surrounded by values that resonate with home. Lawrence Township, your destination for a brighter future.
Welcome back. Greg Rakestraw, Pete Smith with you. Here on the ISC Sports Network, seniors lead the juniors by a score of 43-36. Of course, your halftime highlights coming up in a matter of moments. But Pete, overall impressions on half number one?
Shooting the ball, not very consistent overall. Juniors had a lot of good shots to actually be a lot closer, if not ahead in this game. Seniors have used their size inside. I thought Gordon gave them a great run off the bench. She had 7 points, and the game changes when she's in there. The style of play is different because they have a true point guard or true post player that they can score in there.
For the Indiana seniors, Jayla Lampley with 9, Addison Baxter with 9. Avery Gordon with 7. 5 for Kaya Hurt, 2 for Jacqueline Hosier, 2 for Ella Vogue, 2 for Layla Abdur-Rakib, 4 for Monique Mitchell. Only Brooke Winchester played but did not score. For the Indiana juniors, 12 for Brooke Zartman. That's 4 threes coming off the bench. 8 for Kennedy Holman, 4 for Lillian Barnes, 3 for Anaya McKenzie, 3 for Keandria Butler. 2 each for Lanaya Wills, for Maya Epps and Brooklyn Wren. Vanessa Rossworm, Jocelyn Bricker, and Gabby Helsum all played, but did not score. We'll take this quick timeout. We'll come back with our first half highlights and preview the boys' game. We'll follow this one. And at the break, the Indiana seniors lead the Indiana juniors 43-36. You're watching Indiana All-Star Basketball live from Greenfield on the ISC Sports Network.
Have you been injured at work? Visit your work injury lawyers at indianaworkers.com. We help injured workers. For a free consultation, go to indianaworkers.com, a division of Galitko and Daly. We go to work when you can't. Have you been injured at work? Visit your work injury lawyers at indianaworkers.com. We help injured workers. For a free consultation, go to indianaworkers.com, a division of Galitko and Daly. We go to work when you can't.
For the first time ever, Hamilton Southeastern Schools is opening its doors
to students residing outside the district.
If you are looking for an award-winning school system
that offers top-tier academics, innovative programs, and endless opportunities,
now is your chance to join us. With more than 21,000 students, HSC is where learning comes to life.
Apply today and become part of a district that's shaping the future. Because at HSC,
excellence starts here.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Look at our first half highlights as they go by. Again, Pete, I had you kind of gloss over for kind of both teams. Frankly, I thought you know, the juniors kind of got the looks they wanted to, couldn't make them. And the seniors, again, shorthanded is a relative term when you got like 9 Division I signees playing in one game, but without some key pieces, I thought the seniors were great offensively.
They were. They got good shots. They got offensive putback opportunities. We'll see a couple of them here. There you see a great move there by Wills. Or actually, I'm sorry, that was Addie Baxter. Addie Baxter scored the first 6 points for the senior All-Stars tonight as she's got the ball there and scores.
So 43-36 again the score at the break. Seniors leading the juniors again. We mentioned this earlier. 10 players healthy will play, Friday and Saturday. Not in the lineup tonight is Jayla Lampley from Lawrence Central. Those players that are injured, and Addison Bousman from Twin Lakes selected, but we have known since her selection she would not play as she is recovering from a torn ACL that was suffered right before the beginning of the season. Again, she'll be fine for her freshman year at St. Francis, but missed the entirety of her senior year. But again, no Meredith Tippner out with a shoulder injury, and no Casey Werfel, who is about as fast as a player as you will see in high school basketball. Unfortunately for Casey, she's in a significant walking boot right now, so she's had to play at Taylor in the fall. We will not see her get to play.
That's a tough one for her because she just lives a stone's throw. I came through Pendleton coming from the north to get to Greenfield tonight.
Expectations for the boys game coming up tonight, Pete?
I think the juniors played extremely well for 3/4 of the game. We saw them down there. Obviously, they're going to have a new second group per se. The team that's the north team or the second group would be playing with them. But I think they'll give them all they can handle, and it should be a really good game. And just the intensity when you have 3 kids from the same county playing in that game, and they're all, I'm going to go on a limb and say I think Luke Girdle's a strong candidate for Mr. Basketball. You've got another one that lives right here that is Mr. Basketball, and you had arguably the state's best all-around scorer in Gizzy. So, I mean, it'll be really fun here for the night game, and I'm sure some of those rivalries may spark up a little bit like they were in school.
And if you weren't following on Sunday, Luke Girdle set a new junior all-star record against Kentucky, scoring 36 points. He missed a triple-double by 1 rebound, and he played 34 minutes. That's how good he was on Sunday.
Yeah, when it comes to a stat stuffer, he was it the other day. It was either a basket from him or a dime.
We'll take a quick timeout. When we come back, third quarter action. Again, the senior girls leading it 43-36 as you're watching Indiana All-Star Week on the ISC Sports Network.
Our service area is actually East Central Indiana. They come to us because we have this unique ability to access specialty care. Our partnerships with St. Vincent Health and Heart Hospital. We have Peyton Manning Children's Hospital, the Mayo Clinic Care Network. We access their resources via the broadband network that we have through 9 Star Connect. It's really all about connectivity. We don't have connectivity except for 9 Star Connect.
9 Star is a different kind of company, and the difference is you.
The MSD of Lawrence Township embodies educational excellence, unlocking the full potential of every student we serve. Where innovation meets tradition, our students excel in welcoming safe, state-of-the-art facilities. A traditional public school district, Lawrence Township boasts a 95% graduation rate. On the court and in the arts, our students excel. Join the Lawrence Township family, where learners thrive, surrounded by values that resonate with home. Lawrence Township, your destination for a brighter future.
What's in a name? What's in a name? Ed Martin Automotive Group, the only name you need to know.
Before we get to third quarter action, I want to thank our buddy Matt Galitko and the folks at Galitko and Daly. But they're also behind Unranked Hoops. Unranked is partnered with Indy Heat Gym Rats, Indiana's only Nike EYBL AAU basketball program. Unranked Hoops is dedicated to building a better way to do youth basketball. They're a series of skill development programs in Indy's first Euro-style basketball academy that starts this fall. Inside the walls, newly rented Unranked Hoops Factory in Indianapolis. Unranked will provide opportunities for both girls and boys hoopers to learn the skills needed for long-term development and success. Check out unranked.com for information and sign up for the email list for updates. That's unrnkd.com. Cobb. What do you want to see here in quarter number 3, Pete?
Well, I'd like to see the seniors take the ball to the basket a little bit more. They've got a size advantage. They settled for a lot of threes, and they were good threes. But I think you're going to have to drive a little bit more when you play that Kentucky team and get to the rim, draw some fouls. Makaliski got to the line a lot, but otherwise, no one shot more than 2 free throws for the senior All-Stars. In white here, as you take a look at their huddle, see the 2 assistant coach, Christy Sigler and Brian Satterfield behind on the bench doing some stat stuff and notes. Great to see that.
Same 5 that started. Abdur-Rakib, Makaliski, Baxter, Mitchell, and Winchester. For the juniors, it is Butler, Epps, Barnes, McKenzie, and Red, kind of a hybrid of the first groups that we saw. Again, 11-9 in uniform for the juniors, 9 for the seniors. Indiana swept the games against the Kentucky juniors on Sunday.
Oh, Mitchell's wide open. There we found her.
Mitchell got it eventually and scored.
Just complete breakdown by the defense of the juniors there.
It's been about a 9 to 10 point lead most of the way for the seniors. 7 at halftime.
Oh,
It
she
got up to
sprained
as
her
many
ankle.
as 14.
Yeah, our Homestead girl sprained her ankle there. Maya Epps.
Just rolled it a little bit, looks like, and steps call.
Yeah, she's going to try to play through it, and she's such a quick athlete that she probably won't even think about it, but it did right away. She just rolled it.
Maya again is going to play at Louisville. She's one of the juniors that has already verbal and made a commitment. Abdur-Rakib for 3, splashes it home.
Yeah, didn't see that a lot, shooting threes for LC because they had such a size advantage.
Epps appears to be just fine. And a timeout called by Stacy Mitchell.
I think Coach Mitchell's telling him someone has to say they're back. And if anybody can get behind the defense, it's Epps. She is faster than grease lightning.
Want to thank our friends at Lawrence Township Schools, voted Indy's best public schools. The Metropolitan School District of Lawrence Township is the district of destination where excellence empowers everyone to reach their full potential. Through innovation and education, we educate all students through graduation on their education pathways to graduation, college, and career. Learn more about LT, your district of destination, at ltschools.org. And congratulations to Anaya McKenzie, as well as Layla Abdur-Rakib, not to mention Keandria Butler as well, for playing in tonight's junior-senior All-Star game. Kaya Hurt, part of that group too. See, there's so many Lawrence kids playing game, I forget all of them.
I know, there's a ton of them.
Well, when you've won the last 2 state championships, you've earned that right. Ball was touched by the juniors.
And you throw the ball a little bit higher there to Winchester. Winchester still has not scored. It's a long time since she didn't score in the first half of a game.
I just mentioned 4 kids from LC and LN, and there's 2 more that aren't playing tonight. That's how good they have been. Steal. Red. But Baxter picks her pocket. Good hustle by Barnes. Barnes, the little nudge to create space and scores it.
Like how Lillian Barnes, we talked about this Sunday when they played Kentucky. Lillian Barnes just knows how to play. Very deceptive with the ball, sneaky.
Baxter turns down the 2, so Winchester can cash in the 3. All 9 seniors that are going to play tonight now have scored for Team Indiana. The juniors are playing well.
Yeah.
And yet they still trail by 9 points, Pete.
Yeah, that nice turnaround shot in the paint there by Wren to score.
Makaliski on the drive, and again.
So there's where I'm talking about. I think they need to try to take advantage of and drive the basketball a little bit more, because I think they'll have to do that on Friday and Saturday night.
Well, Maya individually tried to dive in for the steal. Again, she is a wonderful 3-point shooter.
Right.
She is really good at getting to the basket, especially from that right side. Baxter fouled, and Addie will shoot 2.
You ever been to Columbia City, Greg?
I have been through there briefly one time. The times I have had the Eagles have been either a boys state final or their girls in the Hall of Fame Classic a couple of years ago, which, led by Addison Baxter, they won that event 2 years ago.
They opened up a brand new gymnasium 2 years ago. It's just spectacular. Northridge High School did also. Columbia City did their beautiful gymnasiums. Bar Reeve did a few years ago. So some schools are trying to update their facilities. Going to be a little bit tougher now with Senate Bill 1 coming on. Schools are a little bit pinched for money. I shouldn't say little, but Baxter makes 1 of 2 there.
Baxter with 13.
2-2-1 full court press. First time we've really seen any pressure, and it's a steal.
Abdur-Rakib, Baxter.
Oh, too unselfish there.
Yeah, I was trying to find a way to get to McAlusky.
Number 1 rule is, Greg, if you've got the ball and no defender stops you, you never make that pass because you're letting the defense win that battle. Addie's just too unselfish right there.
McKenzie, I think that's off of Abdur-Rakib, doesn't matter.
Juniors just can't come up with a loose ball.
Epps does there on the rebound. Good hands by Mitchell. It'll stay right here. And we're playing just 8-minute quarters in this game. We'll play the college rules on Friday and Saturday.
Line change. Kiki Holman comes in. She has 8 points at the halftime break. First opportunity of the second half to play.
Both Warsaw guards, and Zartman and Bricker in the game. Winchester remains in there as well. So all the folks at Warsaw fans came to see her playing. Zartman pulls from the elbow and scores. Her first 2, she's got 14.
She did a great job getting that ball in the shot pocket when it was knocked out of her hands. It was going up as soon as I saw that.
Winchester. And that is an advertisement for the shooting girls at Warsaw High School as Tigers go back-to-back. Lanaya Wills, I'll say before the shot. Foul goes against Winchester.
Like the drive. She squared up really nice and drew that foul. The senior girls now bring the other 4 that are healthy and able to play tonight back in. First half they played 2-3 zone when Gordon came in the game, and they will again. Back to a 2-3 zone.
Kick ball off of Kaya Hurt.
Again, you don't prepare, because I was blessed enough to coach several All-Star games over the years. You don't usually prepare to play against a zone in an All-Star game, but if that gives Indiana the best chance to beat Kentucky, and particularly use the skill set Gordon has of just stopping up that middle, that's what they'll do.
Good move by Holman, couldn't finish. And again, Wills trying to find an escape hatch. Good news for her is that the arrow is said escape hatch. It'll remain junior ball.
It certainly has stopped the penetration by the juniors. Just made them shoot perimeter shots.
Hosier able to track it down. And going to Vermont program that seemingly every year has somebody from Indiana on the team.
Men and women.
Men's and women's side, yep. Think of Emma Utterback with a great career there from Center Grove. A couple of years removed from her playing days for the Catamounts. Pull up 3, does not go. Of course, on the boys' side, you think of Josh Spidell, but also think of all the Duncans from Evansville that ended up at Vermont.
Yep. McRoberts from Carmel went there for a year or 2 before he transferred back to IU. Not Josh, but his brother.
To be exact. Here's Kaya Hurt.
Flare screen, not open. Gordon's wide open in the post. They got to get it to her. It's too easy.
Missed it. And again, she takes a tumble. So
she doesn't miss those very often,
no.
Greg.
Pull up by Wills, got it.
2, it's a 2.
Her first field goal. She's got 4 points.
Okay, go inside of the post again. So they are helping on the weak side.
Bo, but for 3, got it.
Ella
gonna go play at the University of Southern Indiana. Will be in their 4th year of Division I hoops this coming season. 3 in the corner for Jocelyn Bricker. Her first points tonight. She had 12 on Sunday afternoon. It's an 11-point game. McAlusky has gone the entire quarter.
You know, if I could be critical of the senior all-stars just a little bit, they've got very little fast break opportunities and attempts. They just really don't push the ball up very much.
Rossworm turns down the 3.
Bricker felt it.
Won't this time, and good thing she didn't. Again, she's played the last 2 3A championship games, and what Norwell did after graduating numerous years the year before was remarkable.
Yeah,
this past season.
Eric Thornton does a great job, has done a great job with that program.
Well, Vanessa was really one of 2 players that played the previous state championship game and then came back and played in the next one.
That's pretty cool.
Abdur-Rakib, Mitchell, Winchester. Addie Baxter returned. Bobe stays on the floor for the juniors. Gabby Helsom, Butler, McKenzie, Barnes, and Holman, the 5 on the floor for head coach Lenny Krebs.
Switching man-to-man defense, did a good job there. Steele, I saw that coming.
Great help by Butler. And then Abdur-Rakib. Those 2 have had just a few battles over the last couple of years. LN and LC just knew, hey, we're going to see each other 3 times. County tournament, regular season game, and at some point in the sectional.
Oh, dive to the basket. There's the dive right there, a little late. Still got it.
Here's McKenzie.
Yep.
Anaya McKenzie. Again, she'll be asked to score a lot more this year with she and Lola Lampley. Riley Shellhammer joining the team at LC this year. We saw her in the Futures game on Monday.
6 points is the closest the juniors have been for a long time, since early in the first quarter.
It was 7 at halftime. Butler can't make that one. And Bobe tracks down the loose ball.
Patience, seniors being patient. They have something they wanted. There you go. Curl cutter wasn't there. Back door could have been opened by Bobe. Mitchell.
Got it. Monique Mitchell. 9 for Mitchell, her first 3.
A real good possession. They got a really good shot out of it.
Good hands by Mitchell. And Butler is tied up. Errol again will keep it here. And again, because the Reynolds have been so good, and it's such a story of the 3 sisters, you forget that Monique Mitchell and Spider Jones have been all-stars from South Bend, Washington as well.
Yeah, they've had a great run. Coach Reynolds leaving the state now, going to Texas. Starts with a T. So Washington's program will change a lot. But did he put a good footprint on it? Build a state power there.
McKenzie left hand would not go, but Barnes just kind of always around the basket is Barnes. Knows where the ball is going to be.
One more. Ooh.
Abdur-Rakib with the left hand could not finish. And clock is running down. Butler, nice step through, but won't get the basket. We'll stay right here.
Juniors have missed a lot of what I would call bunnies. And they're still in striking distance, only down 9. They had it cut to 6 with less than a minute to go. But now it's back up to 9.
Helsom tied up. And that'll go the other way. First, you mentioned with Coach Reynolds leaving the state, not only does that have an impact on the Southern Washington girls program, but obviously the boys program. His son Stephen III, who was selected for the Junior All-Stars, obviously now will be out of state as well. Baxter, the no look to Mitchell. Mitchell got bumped.
Yep.
We'll say on the floor.
It was the right call. Now, if this was WNBA, it would be the wrong call, but in National Federation rules, that was the proper call. Yep, right there. Way before she was in the shot attempt. I don't want to say way before, but before she was in the shot attempt.
It's the second foul of the quarter.
America's play, screen the screener. Yep, nice job by Baxter, but she couldn't make it, darn it.
But then Baxter rips the ball away. We'll have a look from 3. Not that time. And Holman says that's enough. Before we get to the fourth quarter, again, want to thank our friends at Unranked Hoops. Unranked is partnered with Indy Heat Gym Rats, Indiana's only Nike EYBL-AAU basketball program. Unranked Hoops, dedicated to the building a better way to do youth basketball. They're a series of skill development programs in Indy's first Euro-style basketball academy that starts in the fall of 2025. inside the walls, newly renovated Unranked Hoops Factory in Indianapolis. Unranked provide opportunities for both girls and boys youth hoopers to learn the skills needed for long-term development and success. Check out unranked.com. That's UNRNKD.com. Pete, what will be the difference here in the fourth and final quarter?
Well, the juniors certainly have the potential to get back ahead here as we got the score updated to a 9-point lead. From that standpoint, they had to cut to 6. I think the juniors need to be patient, but get runouts when they can. They're the only team of the two that have had runouts and gotten fast break points. As you remember, early in the third quarter, they got a real quick one, and Coach Mitchell of the Senior All-Stars called timeout and said, someone always has to be responsible for getting back and stopping the fast break.
Had a chance to talk to Stacy yesterday as players arrived on campus at Marian University, which is their home, briefly during the 3 or 4 days in which these players are together for this All-Star week. And I said, how much coaching can you actually kind of get in? And he goes, plenty.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you don't have that attitude, you shouldn't coach an All-Star game. I mean, you truly should. If you just think you're going to roll out the balls. But that's not Stacy Mitchell either. I mean, what a veteran coach he's been at WC.
Bricker, Epps, Wills, Barnes, and Holman, the 5 on the floor.
That's supposed to be a double screen shot for Epps. They're going to call a moving screen, I believe. Nope, Mitchell, that's what I meant. I'm sorry, Mitchell moved through the screen set by Barnes.
Mitchell moved the screen.
Right.
That's
yeah. Mitchell can move a lot of things. She is a strong, powerful player. Yeah, bad place to have it in that corner.
Epps for 3. And McAlusky the rebound.
Oh, could they have a fast break point?
Abdur-Rakib couldn't finish. And then McAlusky commits the foul.
McAlusky only had 2 points that third quarter. Her State's Miss basketball got the seniors off to a great start by getting to the line early, but only has 2 field goals and no threes yet, Greg. No 3-point shots made by Maya.
A little full court pickup here by the seniors.
Yeah, it was 2-2-1, and she did a Linda Ronstadt there. Blew by you, got too far deep, and charging foul. Nice job by Brooke Winchester taking the charge for the seniors.
And now you spend a lot of time on the road all throughout the course of the year. Have you discovered Linda's channel on Sirius XM?
Yes.
It's the second time in 4 days you've used that line.
I know.
I'm going to say.
I'm getting stale.
I'm going to say no. Now we got to incorporate this throughout the course of the regular season too. I too celebrate the entire Linda Ronstadt catalog. Mitchell called for steps. Pete was telling me his traveling travails on his way to get here. Much like Layla Abdur-Rakib, I think you mentioned a wrong turn in Albuquerque at some point in time. 9-point lead for the seniors. Juniors have the ball. Holman fires a 3. That does not go, and McAlusky snares the rebound.
Neither team lighting it up shooting-wise here this second half. Seniors have been prevailed well, though. They've got some good shots.
Pete mentioned as close as it's been has been 6 in the second half. Baxter, no. Epps, the rebound. Nice move by Epps. Epps was 7.
And Epps with a foul.
And again, what Maya has done, and Maya's rebounded very well. What Maya has done the best is, though, get to the free throw line and potentially knock them home. So she will shoot 2.
Well, they played even since halftime right now. At halftime, if you just joined us, seniors led 43-36. 40 points later, 20 by each team at 63-56.
McAlusky misses them both.
Maya was about 6 inches behind that free throw line. I didn't notice that early in the first half. Maybe she was, and she was making them, but.
With Gordon back in, Indiana has gone back to his zone defensively. Wren and Zartman Both check back in.
I bet you we're not done seeing at least Epps. I think she's going to get a blow, and then they'll make a nice run here, try to make a nice run, I should say, to end this contest.
Touch last by Bricker.
This is good for the seniors to have to handle some full court pressure here, and this junior team can put it on. They've got a small group out there.
McAlusky be the press breaker before Bricker knocks her to the floor. Every time that Maya's taken a tumble, she's popped right back up. Older sister, of course. They were teammates senior and sophomore years. Riley then spent the last 2 years at Butler. She has transferred to play at West Virginia this coming season. Steal by Holman. Holman fending off Baxter. Lays it up and in. Holman with 10. She and Zartman now in double digits for the juniors. And again at 5, this is as close as they have been in the second half. Abdur-Rakib draws contact.
Yeah, she got grabbed there. Bricker grabbed her on the arm as she got past her.
Well, as Layla goes to the line, Ed Martin Automotive Group wants to congratulate her, Anaya McKenzie, Kaya Hurt, Maya McAlusky, Meredith Tipner. A lot of players from places where Ed Martin has auto dealerships are playing in tonight's game. Of course, Ed Martin is the only you to know when it comes to finding out your new next car. Find out more at edmartin.com. The same goes for the boys' game, by the way. Abdur-Rakib with 6 and make it 7.
Yep, she's going to take a break here. Jacqueline Hosier checks in for her.
And again, you don't see exactly even rotations, but close to it for the juniors. The seniors very much like, hey, everybody's going to play, and you got 9, it's different tonight. Everybody's going to have a chance to play in both halves, but there will be differences in minutes. Again, the seniors' job is to beat Kentucky, not to distribute the minutes evenly.
Right.
Take away. Baxter finds McAlusky, finds a bucket. 13, McAlusky and Baxter, each with a baker's dozen. And those two combining for the defensive effort. And Addie walks right in front of Dennis Glover's camera position there along the baseline.
Shooting it, I knew it when she got it. She was shooting that baby.
And Gordon snares the rebound. And to play for Katie Gerald's at Purdue. A little more than 5 to play.
Post up, get her to her. Pick and roll.
McAlusky fires and hasn't made one of those tonight. Baxter has been everywhere. Even from the seat of her pants tried to get that one. Pull up 3 by Barnes, no. Holman bangs in her old high school teammate in McAlusky. Wren wants to take a look.
Pick and pop for Wren, pick and roll for Wren. Got it.
The pocket pass, but again, Wren not used to seeing somebody taller than her twice. That was an eclipse that time from Gordon.
That works against most players in the state.
Hurt the bucket, give Baxter the dime.
Hurt's first basket here in the second half.
She's got 7. Holman for 3. Good sharing of the basketball, but again, Gordon. Good job to tie her up by Bricker. Arrow does point the opposite direction.
Well, I bragged her up or talked about her in the first half. That's a rare time she brought the ball down. She's been so well coached and she's fundamentally so sound, but that time she gets away with it because they have their possession arrow. And she's going to go out, and Brooke Winchester is going to check back in, so the seniors will go man defense here as we're about through the halfway point of this fourth quarter.
McAlusky with the handles.
2.
Long 2 does not go, but when you miss it, go get it. Old school. 15 to miss basketball.
Yeah, rare mistake by Barnes. She usually does everything right, but that time Lillian forgot to block her out after she contested the shot well.
And in the blink of an eye, back to a 13-point lead. And a turnover committed by the juniors, and The sands of the hourglass, Pete, are starting to fly a little quicker for the juniors.
Yeah.
Coach, see, that's like your Linda Ron. I will work that in every game. That could be like your Linda Ronstadt.
Coach Krebs bringing in a lineup change. Got 4 new players in there.
He has that luxury. Helsom, McKenzie, Rossworm, Butler joining Zartman. Again, Zartman's 14, leads the juniors. And of note, right now, some of the leading scorers for the 2 junior all-star games were kids who only played in 1 game. Kind of shows the depth of that class.
Certainly wide open for Miss Basketball in that grade.
Which is kind of like it was this year.
Yeah.
And after watching the Futures game, the sophomore class that'll be juniors next year are really good and, frankly, really big. Steal by Hurt. Drive and dish. Hosier waiting for 3. Her second field goal. Again, 25 a game. Playing for Ellick this past year. And what was a 5-point game is now a 16-point game. It is an 11-0 run by the seniors. Helsom off the window, no. Gabby's yet to score in tonight's game.
Hadn't had very many looks, actually. Does make she almost makes a steal there. I thought she had that one.
Shot does not go by Makaluski, but Baxter has been everywhere. And I'm not sure how much, if at all, Baxter and Makaluski have sat the entire second half, Pete.
No, they played the bulk of these minutes there.
Ooh. Shot good by Butler, a 3. Her second made bucket. Both have been from 3-point range. Again, LN will be good next year. They got to figure out a way to somehow replace Hurt and Thomas. But Butler will be their star a year from now. She's getting some D1 looks. And Winchester now has 9.
All from behind the line, those 3 threes.
Of course, Ball State has it rolling these days in women's hoops. Hosier runs the floor and cashes in.
Now they're getting more looks. I think these juniors look a little bit tired. They played Sunday in Charlestown. Half of the team did. 6 of them did, let's put it that way. Or 5, actually, with Lampley not playing.
Catch and shoot 3 is good, and Gabby Helsom gets on the board, and now everybody has scored in tonight's game. A 30-second timeout. I want to thank our buddy Nathan Begley of Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. You're getting lots of things like cheering him on to victory. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance agent Nathan Begley is good at your insurance. That's why Nathan's here to help you think through any question about your auto, home, renters, business, or life insurance. Talk to Nathan in person, online, over the phone, 317-507-7871, or stop by his office next to Nothing Bundt Cakes at 9821 East US Highway 36 in Avon. Nathan Begley, Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Let's insurance together. Nathan wants to congratulate Avery Gordon of Brownsburg for playing in the game. Stay tuned. Coming up post-game, we will have our Boilermakers Local 374 blue-collar player of the game. And as a heads up, as we're frankly a little ahead of schedule, the boys game will start about 7:45. We'll hold a little bit, so we'll go away on the stream, but we'll come back at about 7:35, 7:40 to get you ready for the boys game tonight.
And again, if you missed what Greg said earlier, we think they went 8-minute quarters just because of attrition of players. They've got some players down, so they didn't play the usual 10 minutes like they will Friday and Saturday night, which gets us a little bit ahead of schedule.
Winchester stepped through, missed it, and McKenzie the rebound. Rossworm will pull, missed that one. Ella Bobe couldn't track it down. Butler fires and connects. And she's picked up just a couple of offers in the last few days as the senior to be.
Seniors are still going to run their offense, but they're going to be very patient, Greg, with this lead and under a minute to go. And especially Hurt. She's just such a smart basketball player.
Addie Baxter's out of the game because she's got blood on her uniform. The trainer is working on her as we speak. And now a timeout taken by Indiana. One more time, let's thank our friends at Unranked Hoops. Partnering with Indy Heat Gym Rats, Indiana's only Nike EYBL AAU basketball program. Unranked Hoops, dedicated to building a better way to do youth basketball through a series of skill development programs and Indy's first Euro-style basketball academy that starts in the fall of this year, 2025. Inside the walls of the renovated Unranked Hoops factory in Indianapolis, Unranked provide opportunities for both girls and boys youth hoopers to learn the skills needed for long-term development and success. Check out unranked.com, unrnkd.com, and sign up for email updates.
Had a chance to look at both huddles there, and, you know, with only 42.5 seconds, not much that Coach Krebs can do. What a great year he had, and his Tigers leading them to the final championship game in Class 4A.
And again, Brooke Winchester graduates, but you give me a team with Zartman and Bricker.
It's a good place to start.
You're going to win some games this coming year.
Well, obviously, Warsaw, the unbelievable basketball tradition in girls basketball. First and third state championship teams, 76 and 78. The Tigers won it. Half-court trap put on by the juniors. Hurt's going to dribble through it if she can. She does. And then finally she loses it.
Rossworm the hustle. McKenzie, no. But Helsum is there for the putback.
Getting to see Gabby score a couple baskets here in the last 2 minutes.
And a foul will be called. Fifth foul against the juniors, so Layla will get some free throws out of this again. The girls will play Kentucky on Friday night at Lexington Catholic High School. We will not have a stream of that on the ISC Sports Network. There will be a stream produced by a group out of Kentucky that does the games. We had the pleasure of going to Owensboro for several years. A group in Lexington does the games now. That's okay. We will do the games at Gamebridge on Saturday night. Girls game at 5 o'clock. Boys game approximately 7:30. As Abdur Rakib connects on the free throw. She's got 8. And make it 9 for Layla.
4-4 at the line. Impressive night for Layla.
81 in 32 minutes gets your attention. Butler left it short. And Butler gets fouled and one.
Bob got her on the putback.
So Butler will get to double figures. Brooke Zartman's 14 leads the Indiana juniors. Butler 11, Kiki Holman with 10. Again, there were 20 players in uniform tonight, and all of them scored at least a basket.
How about that? That's pretty good. You never know in an all-star game if someone's going to have an off night, not get touches, something like that.
And credit the Indiana juniors. They are playing this to the end, which is, as the seniors, is what you absolutely want to see.
Well, the senior players may not want to, but the senior coaches want them to have to play it out all the way to the end here.
Rossworm can go to the backcourt to track that down. So we'll get a final look of the game. Maybe not.
Maybe not. Too much dribbling.
And that's that. 81-71, the seniors win. They are now 42-12 over the years against their junior counterparts. Pete, final thoughts on this one?
I think the seniors got a lot of benefits out of playing the juniors tonight to get ready for Friday night. And it'll be a team of two tails. When you see Avery Gordon in there, they're going to play 2-3 zone, it looks like. When anyone else is in there, they're going to play man-to-man defense.
Let's give our blue-collar player of the game, brought to us by Boilermakers Local 374. Become a Union Boilermaker and be on your way to a great career. Find out more when you log on to local374.org. Maya Makalewski, 15, the leading scorer. But Addie Baxter was everywhere. Scored the first 6 points. She finished with 13. She's our blue-collar player of the game.
Yeah, she was on the floor a lot. You mentioned she was bleeding towards the end of the game. Trainer was cleaning the blood off of her uniform. You're going to see a few of her highlights. The things you aren't going to see in a highlight package are the times she picked up loose balls, grabbed loose balls, made the extra pass. A little unselfish even.
Well, again,
yeah.
I get a feeling she has a chance to be the starting point guard. If she stays at Butler for 4 years, she might be their starting point guard for 4 years for Austin Parkinson. Tonight's game presented in part by the Ed Martin Automotive Group, the only name you need to know. By Galitko and Daly, work, injury, lawyers. Learn more at IndianaWorkers.com. By Hamilton Southeastern Schools, helping the students outside of the HSC district. Learn more at hscschools.org. By Nathan Begley of Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance in Avon. Call Nathan Begley today and let's insurance together. By Unranked Hoops, Indy's first Euro-style basketball academy that starts this fall. Check out unrnkd.com. and by Lawrence Township Schools. Learn more about Lawrence Excellence at ltschools.org. For Pete Smith and our entire ISC Sports Network crew, this is Greg Rakestraw. Join us back at about 7:35, 7:40 for the boys game this evening. But for now, goodbye from Greenfield. Thanks for joining us for Indiana All-Star Week on ISC.